What we're seeing first off the bat here is EcoN00b is starved for energy, because the basic lesson I've learned on wind-based maps is you're really starved for energy more than you're starved for metal right off the bat, because you have so much metal that you think you can just like use that metal, but you can't because you've got no energy to use it. It's definitely a first step to just put out enough wind generators and enough energy that you can actually use that metal. Now, on this map, I should probably right now, maybe 1 or 2 solars, just so it doesn't drop this low. But with the break-even point being a wind speed of 5 and average wind speed being so high on this map, I'm undecided on whether it is actually worth throwing up that solar, because before this solar is done, the wind speed is already high enough that wind generators are better. And then once you've got extra wind generators, you can just throw that into conversion power, or just scaled build power or whatever, or just free expansion on all that spare energy. So this is good rating down here. EcoN00b's definitely idle. Something I should consider is not idling the factory. EcoN00b only has like 4 pawns, so throwing out the these grunts, sorry, they're called grunts, and just getting a hyper awareness on the map is probably really good. Yeah, basically enough to examine every angle on the map seems to be the appropriate measure for like how many grunts I'm putting out, and that basically just allows me to corral any and every expansion that he's put out, and that's what I've done here. He's lost a metal extractor, a constructor, and a bunch of AKs, and that's put me in a very decent situation. What I may have done here is I've built too many constructors, considering that on a wind generator powered map, your nano turrets are going to be much more efficient than your constructors. I was wondering if this was too early to put out these aggravators, but I think that was the right call. That was perfect time to put them out. And I think putting out this number of AKs to just kind of, again, corral his expansion was good. But I should have left a radar here in this gap, like right there, to get over that side of the map and just be aware of anything coming through that. Also this radar here, I meant to mention this earlier. I probably should have put up that radar before I took any AKs away from my factory. And given that I don't have line of sight over this side of the map, I'm raided around the back so frequently, I believe in both games as well. Even with radar, I think maybe I should have at least left just 1 laser tower right at the back of the base, just to make it easier to keep units out. That would have potentially stopped that incursion there. Definitely should have left 1 grunt up here with those aggravator to find something they can fire at. And let's just pause here and count these units. We have 13 grunt and we have 17 pawns. That would be enough to kill me. I probably should have at least put another laser tower up there, and definitely not done this now that I've lost, because I've just lost a bunch of wind generators in my base. I'm energy stalling. I probably can't keep that out. That could kill me, especially if he walked the commander over there. So that was definitely a premature incursion. Staying back on the hill with the commander at first and moving forward slowly, because if on the hill, the pawns would be slow getting up to the commander, but also they're concentrated into a very narrow area, so that makes degunning them a lot easier, and there are like impassable bits that will line them up for you. So that's probably what I should have done. I should have been a little more cautious there. Also, we see here how he's got vulnerable points around the back of his base. If I could just keep a few more grunts just raiding around, this could be dead, that could be dead, and even though it would be taking units away from here probably, he'd probably have to take more units away. Welcome Arsenal to the chat. 13 AKs versus 17 pawns. No, I don't think so. The reason I don't think so is because there's a hill right here. If there wasn't a hill right here, I would be fine with it. But we've got 2 things. The commander is slow and we've got a hill right there. And I don't really have the energy to degun or for that laser tower to fire. So what I'm concerned about is these pawns come in, push me against the hill, and I can't, it's a very marginal health difference, only 40 health. The thing is, he can push me against the hill. Those grunts can't run away because they're protecting the commander, and so it's just a bit of an iffy situation there. If it was a flat open area and my comm wasn't so close to the front, I would be prodding them and baiting him. But the other consideration here is, like, with baiting him, if my commander wasn't there, then I can't secure the medal, so maybe not. But if I can get, like, 1 or 2 AKs, just 1 AK around there to bait some of those pawns over there, AK grunt. Sorry guys, I'm just getting so confused. Grunts, if I can have a grunt around there. This is an opportunity over here where we've got a gap where that laser tower can't fire through those, so I could probably stick a grunt right there and take out that metal extractor if I did that wisely. First target this wind generator as I come in, and then that. We could do that. We've also probably couldn't really attack here. Probably could get behind that wind generator and take it out, but I'll probably be reclaimed by those nano turrets, so not so much. And definitely can get behind there, and that just forces him to pull some of his pawns away, takes pressure off the commander. I don't know if I'd want to walk west with my commander if he pushes, because then that separates me from basically anything, and I don't want to be in that situation where I'm separated here. Here I'm kind of okay with it because I've got a few units behind there, plus a radar. If I get shoved over there, then I feel like I'm in a much more exposed and dangerous place. I also should be paying more attention up here. If we can see, it's like I've got a ton of grunts over here that if all these units were on the front line, that would probably be enough for me to push through and really take out his base. Also, if I wasn't so worried about keeping the commander, there's potential that I could be working out with that. So yeah, I should have played it more safe with that commander there. Walking west to avoid walking up the hill would be a better option. But the issue is, again, he can just come around and then press me against the hill. And if he just doesn't engage until I get to the hill, then that has the same effect. Now I've got the laser towers, I'm happy to engage there, but I did not micro that well. At this point, aside from using grunts to like seal off this side of the map and this side of the map, I guess I don't really have to be worried about this side because I've kind of sealed it off, but he could still go around there with fleas, so I should have some sort of units around there or some sort of defense. Probably as soon as possible getting a second factory and getting out thugs to compete with this mace would probably be a good idea here. And now that I've got these laser towers up here, definitely just scouting around, raiding. If I could get a radar tower over here, that would be awesome, but it's a little far away. And again, raiding, scouting over here. Okay. Let's just speed this up, see what happens. Yeah, I've chosen to basically abandon that. Yeah, because I've lost a bunch of energy again, so I can't really defend it. But, yeah. Good raiding over here, I'm just not raiding over this side at all. I've lost my energy again, so in light of that, if I know there are units back behind me, I really do need to just throw up a bunch of laser towers so I don't really have to worry about that coming in and taking out all my energy and stopping me from holding the front line, really. And then this is really good, putting all these grunts over here to pull away his army from these laser towers so that I can put up a factory and put out some units to deal with his maces. Let's speed this up again. Basically, right now I'm just biding my time. I know I've got more expansion, I've got more production because I've hemmed him in so much. In fact, with such a resource advantage, I probably could have afforded to make all of these exploders so that they can shoot and they don't die as easily, just to keep them out. just to lock him out. And I don't have to worry about these wind generators dying anymore. I just really need to keep those wind generators alive. Yeah, so I just take out the commander there, but that honestly nearly killed me, losing all that energy again and again and again, because he was actually able to put out more of an army than me in those last minutes there, which is sort of concerning. Yeah, okay.